Hey everyone, and welcome to Screams After Midnight TV Edition. I am Peter, that is Tim, and
Hello.
I hate you so much, Tim.
What? I can't say hello. Jesus.
You know what the flow is at the start of the show. You know I finished the little spiel.
Oh, is it usually the same?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
We talk about Tales from the Crypt on this
of the
particular show.
past, future, present.
This is season 6, episode 9. It's called Staired in Horror.
69.
Jesus Christ. This is what I'm dealing with today. That's good to know. So this full spoilers for the episode, as always. And this episode is about a criminal who's on the run from the sheriff, and he's running through the forest, and he ends up at this creepy old house.
Well,
And
I'd say it's probably more of a swamp.
sure, swamp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the South, they've all got thick accents, so wouldn't surprise
Yeah.
me if this is Louisiana or something like that. But he finds this creepy old house, and he comes in, and the old woman lets him in, who's in there, and then it's really freaking boring for the next like 20 minutes, and then there's like a weird sort of twist, and that's it. That's the whole thing. Tim, did you enjoy this episode?
Uh, I might surprise you, but I actually kind of mildly liked it. Like,
Oh, no,
I don't.
what?
Well, hear me out for God's sakes, Jesus. um, like I wouldn't say it's a very good episode, but I kind of like it feels like a kind of an interesting urban legend. Like I do agree that it takes forever to get to it. Like it is pretty slow and stuff, but the basic idea of it is that there's this house where this person's cursed, where she's basically immortal, but if she goes down the stairs she's super old, but then when she goes up she's super young, and then any male suitor, like the opposite happens to them. If they go up they turn super old, but down there they're super
Yeah,
young.
it was punishment because she cheated on her husband, right?
Yeah.
And the husband cussed her so that no man could go up to her bedroom, is basically the
Uh,
thing.
Yeah, so like if you just take that story alone, like yeah, it'd be hard to make like a compelling like I guess TV show or movie or something about it, but I do think that is like a fun little ghost story. So I kind of like that element of it, but
I'm fine with that premise. That is a fine premise. I like the
yeah,
solution is, halfway up the stairs we're both kind of middle-aged. Let's screw here.
yeah.
I like that solution to it. The problem is that I don't think the episode itself actually has an interesting story. The first
Oh
half
sure,
of
yeah.
it is just the old lady and him downstairs, and her asking about who he is, and him trying to explain why he's running from the cops, and that's the whole thing. It's so tedious and uninteresting and
Oh yeah.
dark, and you can barely see what's happening. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, it's not like well done. I kind of like the ending a little bit.
Where he goes too far up the stairs and he becomes like so decrepit he can't move, and then she
Yeah,
follows him and she gets so young she's a baby. Yes.
yeah. But I don't understand, like, do they not notice that it's happening to them? Because at some point, like, when you start to get too old, wouldn't you go like, whoop, better turn around? Like, I don't know if they're just like compelled or not thinking fast enough.
Apparently not. Apparently not. Arya Ermey's kicking around. He's the sheriff who's looking for him. He's basically playing his character from the Texas Chainsaw remake.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not really. He didn't really see him do anything weird, but he's running around shouting as he does because he's Ermey. And we have one thing where he basically insists on coming in because his dog, he's the police dog, is
Yeah.
sure that the bad guy's in there. And the dog ends up trying to go up the stairs and gets a bit old, and then freaks
Oh,
out and runs out the house.
it's cute.
So that's a thing. But no, I because honestly, like the first half is super dull, and then we get to the whole stair thing, and because obviously we see her young up the stairs, and it's kind of mysterious. And then when she explains what it is, though, it's just this extended 5 minutes of exposition of her looking at paintings. We don't see anything. We just see her looking at paintings as she explains the backstory. There's not a whole lot of visually interesting going on. In fact, it's probably one of the ugliest episodes of the entire show.
Yep. Agree with that.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I have very little. I mean, I agree the core stair idea thing's there, but I think it was something that should have been like a 4 minute short on like a series of short films, not
oh
like
sure, yeah, I could see that.
not a 20-minute story. And I use that
Yeah,
term very loosely.
yeah, it's definitely padded out. And then also it's kind of weird that like it kind of seems like I don't know, they're falling for each other, but like the dude is such a scumbag. Like he wanted to to like kill the old lady. I
He
guess
did.
unless she's, I mean, maybe she's just super desperate for someone.
And that's the other thing is
But
there's not really any reason for him to be who he is. Like they set up, oh, he killed this old person already, and he's got these dice on his neck, and like there's never actually they explain all this stuff about him, and it never really feels like it matters. Like I mean, the male character in this could literally just be anyone.
yeah, they
Like,
almost like it almost seemed like they were trying to set up that like he really hates old people. To like he murders people just like you, ma'am. Like, but which is just like I don't know. Is it supposed to be like, oh, like not only is this guy like, not gonna like have sex with this old lady, but just in general he hates old people and can't stand them. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
yeah, I don't know because like it could have been someone whose car broke down, and it could have just been some
Oh yeah, it
random
could.
innocent person. I mean, because
Yeah,
he's a bad guy, I assumed that okay, the twist is going to be that she's the dangerous one, right? Okay,
yeah,
obvious. So I'll give them credit. At least like, it turns out no, she's actually also like they're just both kind of awful, and she wants to have sex with him on the stairs because she's just gagging for it. She's been alone for years. She needs some
yeah.
sex, needs some loving.
I mean, it
Um,
was kind of funny. Like once, like she mentions that she's like, "There's one thing that he forgot. People can make love on the stairs." Like, like they make it into such a like big reveal. Like, oh no, I guess that makes sense. Like, be
yeah.
uncomfortable, but
Because I was thinking that even actually, because when he got up the stairs and he was getting really old and it was like difficult for him to move. I was like, why don't you just both stand in the middle of the stairs and you'll both be kind of middle aged and that's nice enough. It's maybe not
yeah.
as super young and 20 something as you'd want, but like it works.
They could probably like, I mean, if this guy, all right, so he's a criminal, so like probably like safe to assume that he's probably robbing people and trying to get money and stuff. And he's just looking like at a gold mine and ignoring it. Like, do you know how much like people would pay if he could be like, "Hey, like, are you old? Do you want some of your youth back? Like, do you want to like charge like $100 an hour or something for these old people to like come to this house, go upstairs, get it on, and then like leave? Like, he could be a millionaire
I
like
don't think it works
in
in
a
the
year."
women though.
Well then, just
Or actually no, I don't think the old becoming young thing works for everyone else. I think that's just her.
mm,
I think everyone else
okay.
becomes older as they go up.
Well, maybe if they want young people to experience what it's going to be like when they're old, then they
And,
can
and
go.
and I think it's just the men because that was the curse is that you can't have any male suitors.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's money to be made some way. We'll figure it out.
Here's a question I have: if you built like exactly where like halfway up the stairs, if you built a floor there, could you just walk around
Sure.
in that floor now?
Yeah, just make like a little raised floor or a bed or something. Like, I'm sure you can figure something out.
Just yeah, loophole it. Just loophole around this whole bollocks.
Yeah.
And could you extend the house and just build more and more of this floor that's about halfway up the stairs, just so you've got a nice big area that you can.
Yeah. And do you have on hand the name of this episode?
But yeah, stared in horror.
That's I don't like is stared even a thing? Because isn't it like obviously there's like to stare, but like stared like as
Yeah,
in
no, stared
stairs.
is a word. I think. Yeah,
Okay, I don't know, something about it just sounds like weird to me.
but only in reference to stairs, not to stare at someone.
Right. Yeah,
Right. If something's stared, it means there's stairs.
yeah. I don't know, it just seems weird, kind of clunky, but
Yeah, that's true. This is directed by Stephen Hopkins, actually, who, if I recall correctly, directed a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, probably the fifth one,
sure.
and I think Predator 2. Oh, I'm
Oh,
right, yeah. Those two movies. Oh no, he didn't direct that. I was going to say he also did the 1998 Lost in Space, but he just produced that.
so it's
Unless,
clearly got some talent.
unless he also did that. Let me find out. 1998. Where are we? Oh, he did. He did direct that as well. There you go. So, uh,
Can you believe I never saw that movie?
he did 12 episodes of 24.
Oh, so
Um,
about half a day.
Very good. Very good. And he most recently, funnily enough, did some episodes of 24 Legacy, which was the reboot 24.
Did not watch.
And he's Jamaican.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's cool, but hey.
Bit of trivia for
cool.
you. Bit of trivia.
Yeah. Good. I look forward to seeing more of his work in the future. Just based on Predator 2 alone, I like that movie.
I like Predator 2. Predator 2 is definitely his best work. Like that is a pretty safe thing to say at this point. All right, I've been done. Right, we're a bit silent. Okay, that's cool. It's a bad episode. There's a fun idea in the middle there somewhere, but this was.
Yeah.
And do you know what the thing is I knew pretty quickly into it that it was probably going to suck.
Yeah, it kind of, it's kind of funny. Like, it starts off as a bad episode, but then it kind of like goes up the stairs and kind of turns into kind of a good episode. But I don't know.
I wouldn't go that far. I
be-
wouldn't say it turns into a good episode. I'd say the core idea is interesting, but I think the episode as a whole is still bad, pretty through and through.
Yeah, well, check out to see if it's gonna make our top or not list when we do that.
It's not as bad, but it reminded me of that season 4 finale with Margot Kidder, with the old people.
Ooh, oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, they just really shouldn't do like fake old people episodes.
No,
Cause,
they shouldn't. Never.
no offense to the actress, like she was fine, like when she was herself, but like when she was the old person, man, was she hamming it up.
Yeah, so it was a rough one. But hey, I kind of liked the last one. We both really liked episode 2, I think, this season. If that was that one with the creepy lady. But
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, season 6 has not been much better than 5. Otherwise, though, outside of 2 bright spots. So we'll see how the last batch of episodes shakes up. There's 15 episodes this season, so we still have about 6 left. So we're not quite at the end yet, but
Oh my.
we'll see how it shapes up. But that is Staired in Horror. We should probably mention as well the Crypt Keeper was a slam poet this episode. He was doing some slam poetry with the hat on, the black shirt, and the peace necklace.
Yeah, I did like at the end when he threw the hammer at the corpse. That was funny.
Hilarious. But that's us. So, so let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on the Twitters at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/mailedfuzztv. You can get a link in the description. But otherwise, that is us. So thank you once again for watching. We always appreciate it. Keep watching Scary TV, guys. And we'll see you next time.